How are we, folks? Welcome to the Nightmare Cabin. Hello, stranger, if this is your first video, and welcome back if you are a regular. Today we're going to be doing a album review. It's funny, I've not done... I had a quick once over on the videos I've uploaded this year, and I've not done quite as many new album reviews as I originally planned. And then it kind of... I was thinking the other day, I haven't really been into much this year. I don't know if releases are fairly regularly coming out. I don't know if with what's gone on, a lot of stuff's been put on hold or been cancelled, or certainly maybe a lot of bands that would have been doing their debut album have maybe put things on hold. But for the first time, I've always said there's no excuse for not having any good music, new music to listen to. There's always something going on. And but I did think, normally I have trouble compiling things down to like a top 10. And I was actually thinking, am I going to struggle to even make a top 10 this year? And then the metal gods heard me and have thrown a load of releases in my lap. Most notably, this evil bastard right here. This is Heathen Deity with True English Black Metal. Now, with an album title like that, you can't go wrong. I think I saw a little advert with a couple of reviews, and I've got to admit, the name Venom themselves couldn't come up with a better name than that for an album. So I checked it out on Bandcamp. I was on nights at the time, and I was listening to it in the background, and yeah, it enchanted me. So I picked up a copy. It turned up in the post today. I've just got home from work and I've just unpacked everything. And but I have been listening to it on Bandcamp for a couple of days. I downloaded it onto my phone. Look at that absolutely stunning album cover, and the way that's going to look fantastic on a vinyl, if it is available on vinyl. I'm not sure, but yeah, I think I'll be definitely picking that up. I mean, yeah, look at that one more time. The detail, and it looks excellent on the way it's printed. I thought this was going to be like some sort of funny material, like a digipack material or something like that. But yeah, if they ever did do a digipack edition, that would be. But yeah, definitely when the vinyl comes, that'd look awesome. I've not actually looked through this yet, so we might as well. I think there's two. Actually, got lyrics here. Oh, cool little band photo in the middle. This is released on Cult Never Dies. If you remember back in the day of the metal show with Gully and Joe, we featured Dale of who pretty much is Cult Never Dies. He released a book, released another book, and then that ended up being like a publishing company, and then ended up being a whole store. And now it looks like he's branching out to being a record label, which is fucking awesome. So yeah, this ticks all the boxes. Well done all round. And this genuinely is a fantastic album. I'll be getting into it in a minute, but I'm just going to do a little shameless plug. If you do go on to Cult Never Dies, pick this album up and go get yourself some books. But also Metal Legion is available on there as well. This is pure coincidence. I'm not doing it because of anything like that. But yeah, just while you're there, just pick that up. Yeah, like I say, everything I review on this channel is stuff that I've bought. I don't review things for the sake of it or do it to get favours or anything like that. Plenty of that in the magazine and website world. This channel's mine. I bought this, so this is what we review. Right. Heathen Deity formed originally in 1998, apparently. Life gets in the way, as it usually does, and it looks like they went on a hiatus around mid-2000s and kind of, boosted things up again in the 2010 or 2010s teens. They put out a compilation in 2016 and then another demo, or a couple of demos in 2017. Put out a live album in 2019, another compilation last year, but now this is their first full length If you go through their catalogue, this is pretty much like a best of their demo EP, material. I'm guessing throughout the ages, if you go through the demos and the EPs, I think you do get a couple of different versions of different songs. So I'm guessing this is those songs set in stone. This is like the definitive version, at least in the band's mind. I'm guessing there's always going to be some guy going, the demo's better. But I can't tell you that because I'm hitting the ground running with the album. Just having a quick look through the list, though, you've got pretty much all the songs on here have been recorded at some point in their demo stage and throughout the live albums and whatnot. But you've got 3 brand new songs, or certainly songs that aren't available in a previous thing, and that is For the Nameless One, and I'm not going to say the name at the end of it because I can't pronounce it. Beneath the Fires of... I've just put things short, sorry. What was it? Yeah, the Beneath the Fires of Albion. And Shards of Winter, which is like a 11-minute epic at the end, which we'll get into. Yeah, so you get the idea. The band, it kind of brings to mind the story of Hell. Do you remember that band with the Andy Sneap? The guy in it taught Andy Sneap how to play guitar. They finally got back together, recorded an album, and they dug out all their old demos, and Andy Sneap was producing the album, and he ended up joining them. It's a similar sort of story to that, I guess. But hats off to the guys for perseverance, considering how old some of these songs are, and the fact that they finally got together and done this album. I think it's a really cool story, and it's a timeless album. You can tell that these songs are timeless because although some of these songs are brand new, some of these songs are God knows how long, best part of 20 years old. But it doesn't matter. This could be a 20-year-old album. It's released today. It just feels classic, just solid. It conjures up everything you want in a black metal album. It's very, think of the 90s heyday. Think like early Mayhem. I suppose the classic period of Dark Throne. In terms of atmosphere, in terms of just the visions, the aesthetics and the atmosphere of, on the album cover, you've got the forest and the Nordic, aesthetics, your Tolkien's, and so there's probably a bit of Brotsum in there. Trying to think, it's got the sort of ferocity of Marduk and early Gogoroth as well. That's another good. I think early Gogoroth, maybe some of those later ones as well. After Garl left, you get the picture, don't you? Yeah, bit of dissection in there as well. I guess in the riffs, there's lots of melody in there. But what's most important with black metal is, I guess it's just the visuals it conjures up in your head. Like while you're listening to it, it's a very, when you're on a train, you can just sort of glance out the window and you just get taken away, especially if you're going through like some open area with lots of fields and woodland, especially early in the morning when the sun's not quite come up and you've got that layer of ice. It's just outside in nature. Maybe go on a long walk with this album as well, and just let it take you. Really, I think that's the best thing about black metal. If you regular viewers will know, and just a disclaimer if you are new to the channel, I go through phases with black metal. I went through like a 2-3 year period where it was like all I listened to, and then I got really sick of it, and then I kind of went through this other stage with just, I suppose I'm still in that stage where I like what I know, what I like I really like, but it's not something I dive too much into. But when the mood takes me, yeah, then I'm enchanted. When I'm in the mood for black metal, nothing else will suffice. And when an album does, catch my ear, I fall pretty deep for it. So so someone like Into the Necrosphere, Jackie's well into his black metal. He's up to date on everything. I'm more death and thrash. So when if I do start ranting and raving about a black metal album, you do know that I really have been taken by it. So I'm a pretty casual listener, and when something does take, I'm fucking tripping up my words here. I think you get what I'm talking about. Anyway, so yeah, let's get into it. I mean, it opens up with a bit of an instrumental. It's I don't know if it's a sample from a film, but there's sound of like fires being. You hear that roaring fire, houses being burnt down. You hear screaming in the background. I don't know if a witch, like someone, you maybe like there's an invasion going on and they're setting fire to all the houses, or there's a witch being burnt, some public burning. It conjures, and then just this goes on for a couple of minutes before like a not keyboard, but a bit of sort of harmony comes in, like it's kind of. You got the old funeral pyre thing going on. It's got like, it conjures up like a medieval sort of, think Wicker Man, think like old Hammer horror films. It conjures up like old British horror films, those dark, murky, that dark and murky greyness where it's always pissing down here. And yeah, it really sets the tone nicely. The Gateway opens the song's called, and then we kick into Burning Satan's Name. Straight out the gate with a 9-minute epic, don't mess about. Worth mentioning as well, actually, just that this album is well over an hour. It's an hour and 15 minutes long. They have filled that CD up to the brim, and I guess when they've been working on this album for as long as they have, they might as well throw everything at you. There's, yeah... You don't know when they're going to make another one, really. Hopefully, soon. Hopefully, we don't have to wait another 10 years or whatever it is for the new one. But yeah, it kicks off nicely. Opens with like screaming. It just covers so much ground. It's a bit hard to imagine to describe really, because it just goes in so many different stages. But everything just, you get the whole package in this 9 minutes, and then it's sort of. Everything's summed together in 9 minutes, and then the album unfolds, it unpacks. So you get like a 9-minute condensed version of what you've got. The triple distilled, if you will. Yeah, ferocious, fantastic riffs. The right bit of melody when it's there, when you need it. You've got pummeling drums, haunting melodies, fantastic solos on there. Good mixture of vocals as well. The scathing, screaming vocals is exactly what you want from black metal. And there's even a bit of singing towards the end as well, in the form of like what Attila does in Mayhem at the with Dom Mysteros Santanus, whatever it's called. At the end of the song when he starts doing the clean vocals. There's a little bit of that in there as well. What we got next? We got Condemned to. Let me put that right. I can't read this thing. I swear I'm starting to need glasses. Condemned to Conception. This is a 5-minute song. Yeah, it starts off with 9 minutes, then we got a couple of 5-minute tracks. Condenses. It's catchy, memorable riff on that one. Actually, it's nice, like, sort of melodic shredding. It has that evil, sort of sparse atmosphere, and there's some calmer moments on here. Some slower, sort of more melodic moments where they know when to speed things up and make it brutal and scathing, and but they also know when to let things breathe and just slow down a little bit and just let you take everything in. True English black metal is the next song, the title track. I mean, it's just storming. I mean, I've not managed to read the lyrics of this actually. There's none in the on the Bandcamp page. I couldn't see any on Metal Archives. Let's quickly have a look on the. Let's get this. Since 1998, the birth of our hate, disgust is all we feel, for our beliefs are real. You talk about black metal like you think you know the truth. You're all fucking worthless and will be crushed under cloven hooves. Fucking awesome. You don't wear corpse paint. You don't wear spikes. You don't sing of Lord Satan. It's all fucking Facebook likes. You're all fucked. We still do what we want. We never did it for you. We never needed your approval because we are true. True English black metal. There you go. Enough said. And what a genius album title. I know it brought a smile to my face when I read that. And yeah, fucking awesome. You couldn't come up with a better one. Yeah, the title track's awesome. Fantastic. The Flames of the Gathering Darkness brings to mind. Now this is where things get interesting with this band. Now they are black metal through and through. Make no mistake about it. But I get, not in terms of sounds, but just in terms of atmosphere, I get like a lot of classic heavy metal vibes as well. And this song in particular, the Flames of the Gathering Darkness, that brought to mind the first Sabbath album to me for some reason. It's a bit of a slower, sort of doomy of a song, but yeah, like sort of there's some quieter moments in there. But I mean, Black Sabbath, the song, the opening track of the first album, the title Black Sabbath song. Again, it brings that dark grey murkiness, and even Sleeping Village it reminded me a little bit of as well, just in terms of atmosphere. And I even say there's a bit of Sabbat in there as well. Again, but you know, I think Sabbat definitely had a lot of big influence on a lot of black metal bands. And again, they conjures up that old medieval English historical element to it as well. I love the riffs on this though. The tail at the end of the riffs is sort of like the main hook. It leaps into a melodic section towards the end of the song. Beautiful haunting melodies and solos. Lovely bit of bass on there as well, just sort of tying it all together at the end of that. Black Goat is, I think that's the Black Goat Infernal. Another, well, we're not quite long. It's a 6.5 minute. It gets a lot longer, but Black Goat, that has a good rock and roll feel to it. A bit of Venom in there at the beginning. That song actually has a fun feel to it, but it kicks in later. Don't worry about that. It goes pretty bloody scathing. But even then, like I mentioned earlier with the with Sabbath, I said like it reminded me a little bit of Sabbath and a little bit of thing. But that I felt I got a bit of a new wave of British heavy metal vibe in there as well. I think some of the riffs had a bit of like an Angel Witch feel to it, and there was a bit of a Motorhead feel in that, especially at the beginning of that song. The Nameless, for the Nameless one, and I'm not going to pronounce it. It's a name, but I can't pronounce it, and I'm not going to bother. But yeah, real slow, melodic and mournful. It's a fantastic main melody, and yeah, this is like the centerpiece for the album. This is a real achievement. This is one of the newer songs as well, and it really stands out. Real beautiful song. That's the thing, as ugly as this album is, I often find myself using beautiful to describe it. What's it called, Albion, Beneath the Fires of Albion is a speaking of beautiful, that's like a folky instrumental. There's some vocals in there, but again, this conjures up some more newer bands. So I'm talking about Mayhem and Sabbath and things, but this one, it's something a bit more like a Warden's Throne, Winter for Left maybe, or maybe like a bit of Agalog in there as well. So you've got that. It's mainly acoustic, quite folky sounding, and again, it's just another layer of atmosphere, and that's what's so good about this album. In an hour and 15 minutes, we get the whole spectrum covered. You've got, raw, fucking ugly, brutal, shredding, ugly, horrible riffs. This, and then you've got some great head banging, just straightforward heavy metal parts. Then you've got these beautiful melodic, slower, doomy parts. All it's all different textures. There's all different speeds and tempos. And I'm trying to think of the word, but my mind's it's on the tip of my tongue. Let me keep talking and we'll come to it. Gut the Church is a more direct song, really. While it sort of encompasses everything that's come before it, really, just in a bit more of a more direct way, really. For the Glory of Satan, another great song, and the Lord of the Nail just carries on things nicely. And then the the 11-minute epic at the end. I mean, this is the album's hello be thy name. Really, it's again in 11 minutes, just like with the opening track. That kind of encompasses everything to let you know what's coming. Shards of Winter is everything encompassed as a conclusion, so it's sort of like what we're gonna do, and then this one shows you what we've just done. But it opens quite nice and quiet, and then just builds up and goes through all different layers and different sections, and it goes on a bit of a journey in those 11 minutes, but it comes to a real awesome climax at the end. Really melodic, really it just puts a stamp on it at the end, and then just gradually wears down to a nice sort of clean outro, and then just leaves it as it is. And and you're left there thinking, right, let's put this on again. In an hour and 15 minutes, the amount that's covered is awesome, and it really is a monumental piece of work, folks. You've got to get this, especially if you're a black metal fan, and especially if you're British. Support English, British bands. This is on your doorstep, and you can't afford to not get this. Basically, this is an essential release. Like I say, a real monumental piece of work. I mean, just imagine it as this massive, thick book, and there's just everything going on, everything completely interwoven. Lots of subplots, lots of details, lots of backstory, lots of different characters. Think of it like that. Think of this as an awesome, thick book, and that's the awesome cover. And there's something on there for everyone. Is what I'm getting at. What I'm trying to find. It's again, you've got some shorter songs that just get on with it and they go for the throat. You've got some longer songs that take a while to get where they're going, but they paint a picture and they add, it's all different layers and textures added in. But yeah, I mean, the closing, the Shards of Winter is a phenomenal song. The what was it called? For the Nameless one is just absolutely stunning. But then you can just get down and headbang with Condemned to Conception or True English Black Metal. Gut the Church is awesome. Yeah, this is a fucking stunning album. I'm so glad I discovered this. It's exactly what I needed. It was the right album that came at the right time. And like I say, I black metal, I indulge not as much as I used to, but when something, catches my ear, it's something really special. So, something worth noting as well. I don't know. There's only 4. Let's have a quick look. There's only 4 in the thing there, but it says here on Metal Archives it's a 5-piece. But so I don't know if he was in the band or if he just did it as a session on a session basis. But on drums, you've got Dan Mullins, who is in the band Blasphemer, who are a phenomenal band. I'm lucky enough to have become good friends with these guys as well, especially Maz and Arno. And Dale, actually. Yep, Dale's lovely. But Dan Mullins has drummed from Blasphemer. So not only is it a fucking awesome album, it's put out on a fantastic new label. Like I say, I've got a lot of respect for Dale Patterson. And the fact that Dan Mullins drummed on it as well, I didn't realise that till after I got it. And it's like, fucking everything's just coming together. So, yeah, it was definitely a must-have. Dan Mullins has been around the block. He's got a bit of a CV on him in Balsagov, and was in My Dying Bride for a little bit. He's also a producer now. He's got a pretty good little CV under his belt with that as well. He's always busy. He's always doing something. So, yeah, shout out to him. And, pretty much, like I say, when a great album comes along, I think it does sort of transcend subgenres. And this is truly a fantastic album. I think this is going to be this is going to be one for the especially in British metal. This one's going to be solidified in our canon. It's going to go down there with the greats, and yeah, well done to the guys for getting this done and sticking with it all these years. And yeah, look forward to the next album. Just don't make us wait 20 years, all right? So thanks everyone for watching. You've made it to the end. Well done. If you want to help support the channel, just give us a like and a share. That'd be great. And it is overdue, I know, but I am working on it. It will be coming soon. Before you know it, I'm currently doing a Let's Talk About video, and we're going to be doing Absu. So yeah, that's coming. Hopefully, try and get it knocked out at the weekend. And there was something else I wanted to tell you as well, but I can't remember what it is now. So you'll have to wait. So I'll see you all later. Thanks for watching. And yeah, Heathen Deity. Check them out. True English black metal. See you soon.